Wowinfo. So on today's show, we have some really expensive, and don't take it the wrong way. It's true. This is very expensive bread for me. Maybe not for you guys. I pay $5 a loaf, and I'm not happy about it. Am I done with my very expensive bread? You ask. Well, there's two things going on. One, again, I could possibly be. Maybe I should. Today. I'm wearing a designer Quiznos bag around my parts. So if you guys sometimes walk around in your house with a designer Quiznos bag on, let me know. It's not Quiznos either. It's Qdoba. Yeah, I guess we're out of the. Oh, geez, what the fuck with a cat? Smell, Jeff. It smelled like a cat. Okay. I have these Nike North 7. They're like moccasin shoes, and they swear they feel like a little bit like my cat. And I tiptoe around here because I have no choice. I live with cat. So I was saying to you about I have this $17 bread here. It's not 17. It's made in Canada, so it's very expensive. And we're checking for blue mold. I see none. So we're good. And also it's still fresh. It was kept in the fridge. These pieces are good. These are 2 end pieces. Nobody wants those. So we have 3 pieces of good. Well, let's look at this side for blue mold. None. And the corners, yep, checking. This is what poor people have to do. Welcome to the club, folks. Very few people in the world can have as much money as the top 10% of the population. So there's 10% of the world will never have to do this. 10% of the world eats, wow, I mean, babies, what? I don't know. What was that? Did you hear that? I don't know. I didn't hear anything. Peanut butter's over here, and there's also jam here. Huh, what was that? I don't know. And then over here we have a butter knife. And then we have a thing. I was going to call it a fork. Also, this thing can see me. I'm buck. So we're going to turn. Yeah! Move that thing over there for now. I have to watch when I have to make sure I put peanut butter on both sides of the knife, or you'll see me this way. Trust me. I have been seen before, okay? I'm okay with it. I'm very, very okay with it. Also, you always put peanut butter down first. There's a tactic and a trick here. If you're new to the channel, you probably suck at sandwiches. Watch my show #sandwich, and you'll learn. Okay, #sandwich. All right. We've been making sandwiches for fucking 44 years, but I started out making bread, lay down bread, slap way too much peanut butter on there. Then I used to take a banana, I eat one, I take another banana, I'd eat it, and then on the 3rd or 4th or 5th, I would finally be able to put a couple slices down, but I eat the rest of those bananas, and I get run to my aunt's house and grab a bundle of her bananas and come back, eat the rest of those, save about 4 slices for the sandwich, put it on, and try and figure out why it never tastes as good as the sandwiches my Amma used to make me. What? 19 bananas later, but I ate a lot of bananas when I was young. I don't know if you guys still eat bananas. I don't. It's a well, the real banana is now dead to me, right? They took it out. It was probably way too healthy, making people way too sexy and smart. And they're like, yo, we gotta tone down the banana terps here. It's pretty prevalent in the banana. Is there any way we can get a garbage terp into the new cousin of the banana? You can? Put 2x of garbage terp in there and take out 3x banana terps. You can do all that? It's called GMO, genetically modifying an organism, otherwise known as GMO. And when I heard about this in 1990, this is a long time ago, but I have to be very specific about the time I heard GMO. I was somewhere, but I went over to my buddies and I told them about genetically modified organisms in 1998 or 99. And I started explaining it to them. And, when you're a breeder, you kind of, I take things extremely seriously. And I knew from day one what I was. I didn't know the extentiveness of what it would all turn into and develop, but I was by far the greatest breeder of anybody that I'd ever come across. And I mean, there was very few I ever came across. Anybody who was anybody knew me. Okay? So you guys can think what you want, but remember, how many people actually know who you are, right? And this term genetic modification of organisms really pissed me off. And the early research, I feel like the early data that I was reading is so different from the data that I have access to now. Okay? Very, very different. I would even bet that some of the data, if not a lot of it, isn't accurate. If that, it's not going to be. It'll be covered up, and the reason they cover it up is because of the findings. The findings they cover up are reverse. So the whole thing, the reason that scientists can get a chance to study stuff, is because large entities need to have scientific proof that this is that they can do it. Do you understand? They can't just literally start doing stuff without scientific data to prove it. Now, me and my buddy were talking, and what is it? So I was speaking about education, and I was trying to. I was saying that uneducated people are very dangerous, extremely dangerous people. But we were talking more about uneducated people who have a chance to be part of something that they know nothing about, such as an election, right? By not understanding all three parties, you are a danger to society, right? By not understanding every single group's leader, plus understanding what groups are lobbying the leader, and which groups have paid donor dollars to even have that person run in an election, right? So then they owe them a political favor later. You guys, the world changed a long time ago, and the way that the world was meant to be, it was hijacked by corporations. 100% wholeheartedly hijacked. And it wasn't done overnight, but it was damn near almost done overnight. All they have to do is come up with a game plan. And it doesn't matter if it takes 10 years, 2 years, or 40 years, right? Now, every time they catalyst their... no, you know what? I can't, because, well, number one is they just aren't as smart as I am. Let's just say they made a lot of mistakes, okay? And out of those mistakes, well, we get answers to questions that we asked, but they told us that it was a conspiracy, right? But now we can see clearly that all those people they were freezing stuff of and doing things to, those people were spot on. And I think that's some of the hardest thing for me to take, is because they say we live in a world full of zombies now, and I see it. I see the zombie as the person who doesn't care, who has the reptilian DNA flows through them so perfectly that it makes you heartless. I don't know if you know this, but snakes don't feel. Reptiles don't care. Reptiles sunbathe, they kill their dinner, and they live. They get fatter and fatter. That's like us getting richer. When in other countries, women try to date a man who is plump, because it's a sign of how rich you are. So if you see an iguana or a reptile in the jungle, and he's a skinny weathered lizard and he's got tiny legs and a tiny neck, are you gonna want to bang that lizard? God no. If you're a female lizard, you're going after a chunky monkey lizard with a big gut and a big waddly neck, and he waddles a bit when he walks, and that's sexy to you. Trust me. I learned, and out of learning comes a lot of grief, because it sucks to understand what we've been. The ant farm that I'm in is very, very it's in my face. So if you're out there watching this, just know that, you know, the world is full of poor people. 9 out of 10 people in the world are poor. Well, one person sits very rich. You can take that number and go 99 people out of 100 are poor, while one person sits rich. I mean rich. So rich that that one person could give all 99 people a house and money they could never spend all at once. In a lifetime. That's how rich that 1 out of 100 is. And you can add zeros to that. You can go 1 out of 1,000,000. And that's where that guy sits. That old white man sits there. Remember that, folks. And don't love people. Don't like people who have money. You should love people who are poor and cherish them, because they value shit that people, money grubbers, never will. Family, friends.